When I came home, my family was gone. The call that shattered everything. Marcus Cole had just finished signing the final contract in a sleek conference room in Houston when his phone began to vibrate non-stop against the glass table. He frowned. Only one person called like that. His wife. Aisha, he answered quickly, stepping away from the table. What's wrong? There was silence at first. Then he heard crying. Deep, broken sobs that made his chest tighten. They sent us away, Marcus. His heart skipped. Who sent you away? Your parents. The room felt like it tilted. What do you mean they sent you away? I'm on my way back tomorrow. I told them that. They didn't care, she whispered. Your mother said I don't belong in that house anymore. She said the kids don't either. His hands began to shake. Where are you now? At my cousin Renee's apartment. All three of us are sleeping on the floor. Marcus felt something crack inside him. You waited for me, he said painfully. I begged them to wait, she said. But they said their house, their rules. The call ended with silence that screamed louder than any argument ever had. Marcus stood frozen. The business deal he had worked 6 years for suddenly meant nothing. His family was gone. The next evening, Marcus pulled into the massive driveway of his parents' home in Atlanta. The same house he grew up in. The same house his children were born in. But it felt different now. Colder. He walked in slowly. His mother, Evelyn Cole, was seated on the sofa with her legs crossed, watching television like nothing had happened. His father, Harold Cole, sat beside her reading the newspaper. Where is my family? Marcus demanded. Evelyn didn't even look up. They're where they belong. What does that mean? He snapped. You threw my wife and my children out of this house while I was away? They disrespected me, she said calmly. That woman has been poisoning you against your own blood. Marcus laughed in disbelief. Because she refused to let you control our lives? She made you forget who you are, Evelyn replied sharply. You were mine before she ever found you. Harold finally lowered his newspaper. Son, it's for the best. That marriage was built on defiance. Marcus felt his chest burn. You didn't just insult my wife, he said slowly. You insulted my children. Evelyn stood. Blood does not change truth. Marcus turned around without another word and walked out of the house that suddenly felt like a stranger's building. Aisha lay on the floor beside her 2 sleeping children in her cousin's small apartment. Her daughter, Maya, clutched her arm even in sleep. Her son, Jordan, had cried himself to sleep asking one painful question over and over. Why Grandma doesn't like us? She had no answer. Her phone lit up. Marcus. When she answered, she didn't speak. I saw them, he said quietly. They admitted everything. She finally spoke. So what now? There was silence. Then he said the words she had been afraid to hear. I don't know. Tears rolled silently down her face. For the first time since she met him, Marcus Cole sounded defeated. The next morning, Marcus walked into his office in downtown Atlanta, but his mind wasn't there. The skyline outside the glass windows looked like a painting he no longer understood. His assistant, Chloe, stepped in. You okay, Mr. Cole? You look off. He forced a smile. I'm fine. Just family stuff. She hesitated. You're human. You're allowed to be not fine sometimes. He chuckled weakly. Tell that to my parents. As soon as she left, he opened his messages. 3 from his mom. 1 from his dad. Evelyn. Son, remember who carried you for 9 months. Evelyn. You are a Cole before you are a husband. Evelyn. Don't throw your destiny away for that woman. His jaw clenched. Then Aisha's message popped up. Aisha, Renee's landlord said we can't stay more than 1 week. He doesn't want extra people in the apartment. Aisha. What should I do, Marcus? He stared at the screen for a long time. Then he called his mom. She picked on the first ring. Marcus. We need to talk, he said. Face to face. Tonight. Good, she replied. I was going to invite you for dinner anyway. Just you. No drama. Mama, he said quietly, when I come tonight, I'm coming as a husband and a father. Not just as your son. She paused. Then you better be ready to choose, she said. Because I am. The line went dead, but the word stayed. Ready to choose. Renee's apartment smelled like hair products and fried chicken. Her two boys' toys were scattered everywhere, cartoon sounds humming from the TV. When Marcus walked in that evening before going to his parents, Maya launched herself at him. "Daddy!" she cried, wrapping her arms around his waist. Jordan followed, face wet. "Daddy," Grandma said, "we're visitors." "Are we visitors?" Marcus's heart twisted. He bent down, hugging both of them tightly. "No," he said, his voice shaking. "You're not visitors. You're my home." Aisha stood near the kitchen, arms folded, eyes tired and red. "You came," she said softly. "Of course I came." He walked toward her. "I'm sorry. I should have been here when it happened." She shrugged, pain sitting in her shoulders. "You were working. That's not a sin. Your parents made their choice." "And I'll make mine," he replied. Renee walked in, wiping her hands on a towel. "Look, I love you, cousin, but I'm not getting involved in this mess. All I know is, these babies don't deserve this." "Exactly," Aisha said. Marcus turned to her. "Just hold on a little longer. I'm going to talk to them tonight." Aisha looked him straight in the eyes. "I need to know something, Marcus." "What?" "If they ask you to pick," she whispered, "are you choosing me and the kids, or them?" The room felt smaller. "Why would you even ask me that?" he said, wounded. "Because your mother doesn't talk like someone who will back down," she replied. "And I know how much you worship your parents." Maya tugged on his shirt. "Daddy, are we going back home?" He swallowed. "I'm going to fix it," he said. "I promise." That evening, Marcus sat at his parents' long mahogany dining table. The chandelier above them glittered. The air smelled like baked salmon and tension. Evelyn sat at the head of the table in a silk blouse, makeup sharp as her words. Harold sat beside her, quiet and steady. "Eat," Evelyn said. "You look thin." "I'm not hungry," Marcus replied. She sighed dramatically. Businessmen and their drama. Always angry about something. He leaned forward. "Why did you send my family out?" Her eyes flashed. "That woman yelled at me in my own house." "She defended herself," Marcus said. "You've been talking down to her for years." "I corrected her," Evelyn replied. "That's what elders do." "She told me not to discipline my own grandchildren in my own house." Harold finally spoke. "She undermines you, son. In front of us. In front of the kids." Marcus looked between them. "So instead of calling me, you threw them out? At night? With 2 kids?" "This is our house," Evelyn said coldly. "Our name. Our rules. If she wants to be wife, she must respect the foundation she walked into." Marcus took a deep breath. "Okay," he said slowly. "So what do you want?" She didn't hesitate. "I want her to come back here and apologize. On her knees. In front of us. And she must agree that major decisions about the children will be taken with us." Marcus stared. "Mama, you want my wife to kneel and beg you, and you want equal authority over my children?" "Yes," she answered. "Or you can let her go. You are still young. You can always marry someone who understands family." The words hit him like a slap. "Let her go." "Divorce her," Evelyn said calmly. "We will help you find a better woman. One who fits the Cole legacy." Silence fell like a heavy curtain. "You're asking me to destroy my family," he whispered. "I'm asking you to protect your future," she corrected. Harold nodded slowly. You can't build empire on a foundation of rebellion. Marcus stared at them, seeing his parents clearly for the first time. I'm not divorcing my wife, he said, his voice steady now. Evelyn's eyes turned cold. Then you and that woman, and those kids, will never step foot in this house again. Marcus drove aimlessly for a while after leaving his parents' house. He could still hear his mother's words, "You will never step foot in this house again." He pulled into a quiet parking lot and rested his forehead on the steering wheel. His phone buzzed. Aisha. How did it go? He typed, deleted, typed again. Finally, he called instead. She answered quickly. Marcus. They want you to kneel, he said flatly. Apologize. Give them control over decisions about the kids. There was silence. Then a dry laugh. Of course, she said. Your mom has always wanted to be the third parent. And if you don't, he continued, they want me to leave you. Divorce you. Aisha's voice dropped. And what do you want? He closed his eyes. I want my family together. I want my parents to love my wife. I want peace. But that's not real right now, she said gently. So pick from what is real. He opened his eyes, staring at the dark windshield. What if I lose them? He whispered. What if you lose yourself? She replied softly. And lose me and the kids with it. His voice cracked. I don't know how to do this, Aisha. You start by choosing, she said. You can't stand in the middle forever. The line went quiet. Then she added, and Marcus, if you choose them, don't come back to me halfway. Don't break me twice. He wiped his eyes with the back of his hand. I'm coming to you, he said finally. Not just for a night. For good. The next morning, Marcus requested an emergency meeting with his lawyer, Mr. Grant. The older man adjusted his glasses and stared across the desk. Marcus, you look like you didn't sleep. I didn't, Marcus admitted. I need straight answers. Okay, Mr. Grant replied. Shoot. That house my parents live in, Marcus began. Whose name is it in exactly? Your father's, Mr. Grant said. Full ownership. They transferred some properties into your name, but not that one. So legally, Marcus said, they have every right to throw my family out. Grant nodded slowly. Yes. It's their house. Morally wrong. Yes. Legally wrong. No. Marcus exhaled sharply. Can they do anything to my kids? Take them from me. Are you on drugs? Abusive? Neglectful? Grant asked. No. Is Aisha? He added. No. Never. Then they have no legal power, Grant said. Grandparents can shout, but they can't override two fit parents. Why are you asking this? Because my parents act like they own my family, Marcus replied. And I've allowed it too long. Grant studied him. You're the client I've known for 10 years who never disobeys his parents. So what changed? Marcus looked out the window. They threw my kids out at night, he said. That's what changed. Grant nodded slowly. So what do you want to do? I want to move out, Marcus said firmly. Find a place. Put it in my name. Start fresh with my wife and kids. No strings attached to them. Grant sat back and smiled faintly. First time I've heard you sound like a man and not a son. Marcus gave a tired chuckle. Then Grant added, just be ready. When a man cuts the umbilical cord this late, the screaming gets loud. That evening, Marcus returned to Renee's apartment with takeout food and a folder under his arm. The kids ran to him again, but this time he forced a smile that actually reached his eyes. I brought burgers, he announced. From your favorite place. Jordan jumped. The place with the curly fries? Yup. Marcus dropped the bags. Go wash your hands. As the kids ran off, he turned to Aisha. She watched him carefully. You look different. I made some decisions today, he said. Renee walked in, took one look at his face, and said, "This is my cue to go. Fold laundry somewhere else." She winked and disappeared. Marcus handed Aisha the folder. She opened it slowly. "What is this?" she asked. "Listings," he said. "Apartments, townhouses, small homes. Places we can actually afford on our income, not theirs. I called my lawyer. I looked at our savings. It won't be a mansion, but it will be ours." Her eyes filled with tears. "Marcus, I'm done letting my parents control my life with their money and their house," he said. "I choose you. I choose these kids. It's time I start living like it." She wiped her eyes with the back of her hand. "Do you mean it today? Or forever? Because your mother is not going to take this quietly. You know that." He stepped closer. "I mean it forever. I can't promise the road will be smooth, but I can promise the direction." She chuckled through tears. "You and your poetic lines." "I'm serious," he insisted. "But I need something from you too." "What?" "Promise me you won't let their behavior make you bitter," he said quietly. "I need you soft for our children, not hardened by my parents' sins." Aisha nodded slowly. "I can't promise I won't be hurt, but I can promise I won't let them turn me into them." He exhaled in relief. "Then this is the start," he said. "Show me the cheapest one first," she replied, flipping through the listings. "Because we're not going to drown trying to prove anything to anybody." He smiled. That was why he married her. 2 days later, Marcus drove back to his parents' house, not as a scared son, but as a man with a plan. Evelyn opened the door herself, surprised. "Marcus. Good. You came to your senses." He stepped into the foyer but did not sit. "I came to tell you respectfully," he said, "that I'm moving out with my wife and kids. Permanently." Her smile faded. "Excuse me. I appreciate everything you and Dad have done for me," he continued. "The private schools, the business capital, the house. But you crossed a line sending my family away. So I am drawing mine." Harold walked in from the living room. "Son, what is all this noise?" Marcus turned to him. "Dad, I love you. But I will not let you and Mom decide whether my marriage survives or not. That's between me, God, and Aisha." Evelyn folded her arms. "So she finally turned you completely against us." "No," he said calmly. "You did that yourself." Her face tightened. "You ungrateful child," she hissed. "We built your life from nothing. And this is how you repay us? Choosing that girl from the wrong side of town over your own blood." Marcus looked straight at her. "You didn't build my life alone. Aisha was the one who helped me when I had panic attacks in grad school. She was the one who stayed with the kids while I traveled. She was the one who believed in me when I almost closed my first company. She built this life with me." "She's not our class," Evelyn shot back. "She's not our circle. She drags you down." "No," he said simply. "She keeps me grounded." Harold's voice turned stern. "If you walk out that door and choose her, don't bring your problems back here. Don't call us for help."